Hello everybody, Murray Curry here from Lucky Hit, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night E3 demo. This sprung up out of nowhere with an update from Igarashi and the team, and got hands-on with it recently, and I have to say I was not disappointed with what I got to play. So let's just jump straight into this. So, straight off the bat, I'm not playing this with a controller. Unfortunately, I'm playing with a keyboard and mouse, which isn't too bad. It's relatively quite comfortable, actually. The only problem was there's no options to change the key bindings, nor are they explained with the keyboard and mouse. So, I had to do a bit of Google to actually find out the layout of the keyboards here. But it's relatively comfortable. You use the mouse to attack. Use space to jump. There's a backdash here, which is on the X key. And as you can see, in classic Igavania style, I was able to get multiple hits in by using jumps and backdashes to cancel out. So, if I just do it on this next guy here, bang bang, yeah, there we go. So that's straight out of classic Igarashi. Igavania games right there, so already I'm feeling comfortable. The jump physics, the movement just feels exactly like it should do. It feels right at home. You'll see money falling out the candles here. There is actually no shop, but I guess this is just a aesthetic addition to say, look, money is in the game, collect them coins, you're going to be needing them in the actual game. So here are our first enemy, Seba. Oh no, sorry, I fought a couple of Morts. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to play through this game from start to play through the demo from start to finish. But what I'm also going to do is try and collect these crystal shards off of each enemy. Every enemy, apart from the shambling zombie types, the Morts that I was fighting just downstairs, they all drop their own crystal shards. And I suppose they're kind of like souls. It's Soma's ability to extract souls in Aria or Dawn of Sorrow, respectively. I suppose you can also say they're kind of similar to Shinoa's glyphs. I mean, I think they're more like souls because you have to. They're like additional pieces of equipment, and they work just like that. But I mean, you could argue from a. Oh, here we go. Here's a shard. That animation is so brutal. I think Igarashi himself mentioned that when he saw that animation for the first time, he was really shocked by it. It's quite gruesome. So, oh, we got another one there. Why don't we have a little see what they're like? Oh, there we go. It's a quick attack that deals a nice amount of damage. So, I'm using the left mouse click to do that. We've got a Dollar Hammer, that's a pretty standard Igavania enemy there. I'm going to try and collect one of his souls, but there's more of those to fight on the way. I think there's about 5 shards to collect. I just called them souls there. As you can see, classic Metroidvania style map there. So it's nice to see it's exactly the same. Also exactly the same is the music. I mean, it's Michiru Yamane performing the soundtrack once again. But I mean, I think it's too similar. It's like a slap in the face. These flower-like crystals here are basically your MP or your hearts. But yeah, I'm going to shut up for a second and just listen to this music because it's unbelievably similar. It really is crazy. So the slide attack there does just like it does in certain Castlevania games like Symphony of the Night, where the slide does the same amount of damage as your full-on attack. So maybe a bit of balancing is required there. So these will be your bone pillar style enemies. I can't get bored of that animation. That just looks so brutal. So yeah, this ability here on the keyboard is quite annoying. You have to press the E key and a direction, and it took me a little while to get the hang of that. I'm not what you'd say a seasoned keyboard gamer, a PC gamer. So yeah, using keyboards to especially to do platform gaming like this, I'm a bit rusty with. So please bear with me while I mean, for the most part, I find it quite comfortable. But yeah, using directions and other keys. I usually find this one quite rare. So again, your shards, they work just like additional pieces of equipment and weapons, exactly like the Souls system, which is one of my favourite staples. Not a staple, sorry. It's one of my favourite systems from those two games, Aria and Dawn of Sorrow, which are two of my absolute favourite Igavania games. It's a great little system. It's incredibly simple, really. It's just a rare drop from enemies, and it's basically just an additional equipment slot. So it's good to see that returning in this new sort of way. So the game's 2.5D, in case you haven't noticed. I mean, I expected that when the game was announced. I knew it wasn't going to be full 3D, and I just didn't think a 2D game like the DS titles. I didn't think that was going to happen. So, and I mean, I was a little bit skeptical about how good 2.5D was actually going to look, but I'm really pleased with what we've seen so far. And I mean, this isn't even anywhere near the final product, but it looks fantastic. I mean, the backgrounds look great. Characters, the animation, and the way Miriam looks is fantastic. I don't really have many criticisms at this point. I'm quite happy to see the game look pretty much just like this. Really chuffed with it, actually, and that's not just me fanboying. The entirety of the demo takes place on this galleon here. It's a pretty good size for a playable demo. I mean, if you're going to collect the shards and have an explore about, you're probably going to be playing this for a good 20 minutes. So, I mean, that's not bad. Even these chest animations, it's exactly like it is in the DS titles. So. I quite like these weapons. I think I'm going to stick with these. Get some good quick backdash cancels in here. So I believe these are the only two weapons available in this demo. You get the sword and these kung fu shoes. And you may have noticed that the shoes have actually changed Miriam's appearance as well. She's got the yellow shoes on now. So I hope that's going to be a returning feature. I can't remember if the headband has changed her head appearance or not. It looks like it has. Should only have a couple more of these shards to collect now. So the demo was available for Kickstarter backers who are in the $60 or above tier, which I thought was pretty cool. I went for the $100 tier, which was the Alchemist's Treasure, which came with a bunch of stuff. I wish I could have put more into it. The Kickstarter campaign was easily the most impressive Kickstarter campaign I've ever seen. It was apparently it was a long time in the making. The preparation for the Kickstarter campaign was quite a long process, but I've never seen anything quite like it. The tiers were all really interesting, and just the quality of the entire campaign and the amount of work put in with like the constant live streams and the events. I was so impressed with the entire campaign. I really wish I could have put more in, to be honest. I'm pretty chuffed with the tier I got. The only thing that's kind of a letdown for me is something I went for a physical edition on the Wii U because I want to support the Wii U. It's a console I feel very strongly about. But what I didn't know was that if you don't go for a Steam or a good old games for a DRM-free version, you won't get access to the beta. And that kind of really sucks, because I want to bring you a video just like this of the beta, providing there's not an embargo, which in all fairness there probably would be. But I thought it was a real shame that I couldn't get to get hold of the beta, because I wasn't prepared to change my pledge to another version, because I really do want to get that Wii U version of the game. So what I kind of wish I did now was, if I found an extra $25, I could have gone for the next tier up was the same one as what I've got, but you get an extra digital copy, which would have got me in there. But unfortunately, I didn't even know about the beta version, which I assume is going to be coming out quite close to the game's completion anyway. But I just think that's a real shame. That would have been really nice to cover. Like I say, I could have changed my pledge, but I decided not to. And now it's too late, even if I wanted to. I believe it was the end of this month you had to change it by, or earlier this month. So what I'm doing now, as you can probably gather, is I'm trying to keep killing these Amy enemies, or Will-O-Wisps, if you're going by Castlevania. Seem to be pretty adamant not to drop their shard. I'm probably about halfway through, or a good 2/3 of the way through the entire demo now. It's a reasonable size. Like, I would like to actually see what speed running would be like with this, because I'm pretty sure getting the route down wouldn't take too much work. Ah, I thought that was it then. So, yeah, just got some notes here in case I miss any information out. So, the main character of this game is kind of reminiscent of Order of Ecclesia's Shinoa. She's kind of like a slightly brooding, quiet, strong female lead. Her name is Miriam, and she's an orphan, and she's been, as it says right here, she's been scarred by an alchemist curse, which slowly crystallizes your skin. And you can see on the sprite here that she's got these weird kind of flower-like crystals that are starting to slowly take over her body. And the irony is, you need the power of the... Oh, get in! You need the power of the crystals, as you can see right here, to destroy a castle full of demons. Surprise, surprise. And this will lift the curse, I believe, because the curse has been brought about by a childhood friend of Miriam's. And I believe that's the character who's going to be voiced by David Hayter. Oh, that is a nice ability. That's going to be the weapon of choice for me. So if I can just get this Amy soul, I can move on now. Seems to be pretty adamant to drop it. To not drop it. Come on. Okay, I had to skip forward quite a bit there, because let me tell you, Amy was not willing to give up the goods. That took a lot longer than it really needed to. So let's check out what this does. So pretty similar to Alucard's Summon Spirit, and it does a nice amount of damage. not bad. So I believe we've checked out every one of the shard abilities now. I have to say I am pretty chuffed with that head flail attack. So in terms of exploration, I think there's only a little ways left of this demo. I actually leveled up whilst trying to grind for that Amy's shard there. Just going to check some more walls, which is, you know, pretty standard procedure for an Igavania title. So, I mean, there's the boss door. I've explored this demo a few times. I wouldn't say I've played it to death, but there's at least 2 areas on the map that I'm aware of that look like you can't reach them, and I don't know if maybe I'm just let's drop a few potions before we go in. I don't know if it's possible. I just didn't really give it the time. Now this I was really surprised with, pleasantly so. There's actually a proper good FMV sequence before the boss. Now I wasn't expecting a cutscene, especially one of this quality, on this demo. It looks fantastic. This is a pretty cool looking boss actually. Great big mouth for a stomach. It's just a big amalgamation of all kinds of weirdness. Pretty simple boss, really. Trying to go for some of these memory hits. Oh wow, the head does a lot of damage. Some of that. Oh, wow, she went down fast. Oh, okay. Well, that about wraps up this this demo. Thanks very much for joining me, and let's look forward to the completion of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Thanks very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks once again for watching. If you watched this video, I can only assume you're really into Igavania games, so why not check out our full Lucky Hit playthrough of Igarashi's groundbreaking and genre-defining Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Or maybe speedrunning more your bag, in which case we did a charity livestream last year in which I did a sort of nippy run of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And there's a funny story about Symphony of the Night. We recorded our full playthrough at the end of 2014, and we finished uploading the series by early 2015, merely weeks away from the Bloodstained Kickstarter announcement. And even creepier still, we finished our full Lucky Hit playthroughs of Shenmue 1 and 2, mere months away from possibly the biggest E3 bombshell of all time, which you can see in our live reaction right here. So the bigger question is, can we hit a hat trick with these predictions? We're close to wrapping up a full Lucky Hit plays of Bully, Scholarship Edition. So if a Bully 2 gets announced by the end of the year, then there's no denying that we have some kind of power when it comes to the games industry. So, you know, that's got to be worth a subscribe, right? No? You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I don't know. Just, we need more subscribers, alright? Thanks for watching, bye!